Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Severance. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 6 of Severance. Let's just start with optics and design. The fact that we ended there and we have Dylan and Irv with Bert entering optics and design. I don't know if we're going to get a team up. I don't know if we're going to get a coup. I don't know if we're going to get a gang fight, shanking each other with pens and finger traps and who the hell else knows what. But the fact that we have the grim barbarity of optics and design and the microdata refinement calamity, and it's the same painting just with the badges change, something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid. So I love that they're like onto it and they're figuring it out. I love that Dylan was not having it, and then Bert's like telling his side of like we're all terrified of you guys. We think that you have pouches and that you have larvae that like ends up eating you and respawning. Believe me, I love this version of macro data refinement because I think they're all fairly boring. Dylan seems like a good time. Irv seems like you could have like a really in-depth, odd conversation with him. Mark is actually the most boring of the group. And then there's Helly, which we'll get to her in a minute. And Dylan is skeptical. And he's also kind of mean, but also a killjoy because I want Irv and Bert to have like this flourishing relationship. And he's kind of just like, are you getting sweet on this guy? Like, don't do that. He's a fuck. I hate that. I hate that he says that about Bert. And while I don't know all of Bert's story, there is nothing that I have seen that would tell me that Bert is a fuck. I don't know what that means. What is a fuck? I don't even know. But Milchek made sure that Irv found the painting. And I think that obviously the paintings are around to instill kind of a fear or an anxiety or to kind of just keep you in line. And I think that it was like on Milchek's side meant to scare Irv. And because Irv has already built this trust with Bert, he wanted to talk to him about it. And then when Dylan finds the painting with the badges switched, I think that I think everybody on this floor, there's not enough excitement and adventure. And I definitely think that there is a sense of adventure when it comes to figuring out this mystery. So they have like this little like mission that they're on. I don't know if that's good or bad. I do know that we overhear Koble kind of saying like, oh, let them think that they're free. I worry. I worry about Dylan losing it. And I worry that O&D's going to start searching for pouches. They're going to believe the stories about the larva. I would love if this evolved into like a team like rallying against like the big oppressor Lumen. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I'm enjoying the idea of it. Now, Helly and Mark had an adventure of their own. Not only did Mark witness what he saw in the elevator and like wanting to like kind of, I don't know if he wanted to console Helly, but I think he wanted to make sure she was okay. Obviously, like she's kind of a grumposaurus when she's at work and she's not happy and she's very chippy with them and kind of rude. And I think that, you want to make a good environment to work in and be around. So, he was really trying to work on his nice face, which really should be like the easiest emotion to emote for a human being. And he struggled. Milchek's got it down, but Mark was struggling. But she's very adamant that she's not his new PD. And I don't think Mark meant for her to be the new PD. I think he genuinely wants to help her because of what he witnessed and what she's experiencing. And because I think also his subconscious of meeting PD and having what happened to PD, not only being reintegrated, but then dying. And I think all of that is weighing on his subconscious and it just wants him to like help Helly even more. Helly goes on a little bit of a walkabout after Mark distracts Miss Casey, who's been tasked with overseeing Helly, supervising Helly. She's like not an irritating person. She's like a nothing. Like she's calming. She doesn't like use like high-pitched tones. Like she doesn't like there's nothing dramatic about her whatsoever. And like it's just kind of like I don't even know like if that would even be annoying. I don't know, like her, like saying like, would you like a hug? Like, I'm able to give you a hug. I don't know. It's such a bizarre setting. It's so weird. They seem to get a little bit lost on their walkabout and they come upon some baby goats. And I don't know what the goats are for. They're adorable, but the guy that's watching them is like, they're not ready. Like, go away. And I don't know what that means. And even Helly brings up later that she's like, what if the numbers are killing goats? Like, what if we're like picking a goat? And I don't know if that's true. I hope that's not true. I'd rather take the repopulating the sea or getting rid of swear words out of movies. But definitely, let's not kill any goats. Now, Outie Mark became an uncle. And let me tell you, a lot of the scenes with Rickon, they bring me the weirdest amount of joy just because he's so off the wall and so quirky and weird, but like so lighthearted and loving and like he's very earnest and he's very sincere when he's talking about the things he's talking about, no matter how redonkulous they are. And he was like crying over Devin, like to share his tears and his emotions with the baby. But then he tells Mark, like, hey, tell a dark secret. So we can like get rid of the negative energy. So the baby, you know, comes into positive energy. And it's funny because Mark almost like is like confessing something to Devin about Lumen and about, you know, reintegration and the severed procedure and something's going on. And then of course, you know, here comes the baby. Kids ruin everything. But we also see Devin, like she goes and she gets coffee in the middle of her labor and she meets Gabby, who's like this rich woman that's in like the most expensive birthing suite. And I don't know the importance of Gabby, but I feel like that meeting, that conversation will be important at some point. Like it just seems like a really weird thing to have in there that like we're not going to revisit. So I'd like to know like who the hell Gabby is. And like the personalities couldn't be any more different between Gabby and Devin. Like Devin's like really like personable and she's swearing and she's just like, I don't know how you do it. And like, well, I don't even know how I'm going to do one. And like, of course, then she's thinking about Rickon. So she's actually thinking, I don't know how I'm going to do two. Oh, Rickon. And I still don't know what the kelp was for. I don't know if I want to know. I'm sure he thought it was important. So Coble and I'm going to say Graner. I don't know. I could go back and listen to when they've said it before. I want to say Graner. They now know that integration is possible because of Petey's chip. And it seems like Coble is sitting on this information until she has a nice juicy package to deliver to the board or like a mic drop. Like she might be going for a promotion or like it might be her ticket out of there. I'm not quite sure, but she's not in any rush to tell them. And Grander's kind of like, okay, I guess. All right. And, you know, kind of the same thing like about like them going into O&D and them just kind of like walking around. And it's kind of like she says something about like, you have to let them think that they're free. And he's just like, I forget what he says, but she's like, yes, daddy. And I was like, I don't know what that's about. Like, of all the people in the show, I would not be calling Graner daddy. Milchek, not Graner. And also her and Milchek had the interaction about Irv and the painting. And then she was talking about Miss Casey watching over Helly and him kind of being like, do you think that's a good idea? And she's like, I'm trying something new with Miss Casey. Don't tell anyone. And I don't know if that's because I get the vibe that Milchek hangs out with Helly outside of Lumen or outside of work, or they're something like they're besties. They're a couple. Like he worships the ground she walks on. Who the hell is Helly? Like she seems like she's somebody important. I don't know if she's part of the Lumen board and she wanted to try being severed to prove that it's possible or that it's okay. Or like, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like she's somebody important. Is she I don't know why I just thought she was an Egan, but they say Helly R. Maybe that's her middle name. Maybe that's not even her last name. Do they call Mark S because his last name is Scout? Now I have to pay attention to that. But anyway, like I'm just like, is she like one of like the long lost like Egan daughters or whatever? I'm like, how is she so important? Why is she so important? Okay, some other things that we need to catch up on, or at least learn a little bit more about. Rickon's book, still out there. Rickon asked about it. So if Mark says something that's in that book, but he says it in his outie form, but his innie form was the one that read it. I don't know what this means, and I don't know what my means, but like, haha. The break room. What are the mumbly voices / babies crying? Is that to induce anxiety? Because it certainly would give me anxiety. Is it like something that like stresses people out? Is it something that like they took a test beforehand and said like the thing that's gonna make me crack is this noise? Like, give me a crying baby, you'll see me snap. Only on a plane. That's really the only time it ever bothers me. But even then, like, just pop in some earplugs and you're fine. The goats. We need to know what the goats are. Actually, it should be 3. The goats. The map to the severed floor. Bert, hook a girl up. Let's see what this whole floor looks like. Petey's phone, still in Mark's basement. Somebody be calling. The reintegration people be calling. Mark, pick up the phone. Gemma's candle, which was the kind of the thing during the wellness visit that bothered me, I think, the most, because I don't know, when he sculpts the tree, obviously, subconsciously, he is thinking of Gemma or that tree in particular, because it seems to be something that's haunting his memories or his mind. And I don't know what the purpose of the candle was, that if he smelled the candle, it reminded him of Gemma. I'm not quite sure. I want to know. And, scary 5s and happy 4s. You can put those right there, Xander. You probably won't, because I can't tell you what to do. I'm not the boss of you. But they could be, here hiding, here hiding. I don't know. It's just another reason for you to put them up. Okay, guys, let's get into it. I should have done that. Okay. Smart. No one will ever find it. Maybe. Where is she?
Whose was it?
Ours.
Oh.
I think it's traceable to Ragabi.
Ragabi.
Who's Ragabi? New people. What is going on? Is she having a seance? Oh. She's a believer.
Tame in me the tempers 4, that I may serve thee evermore. Place in me the values 9, that I may feel thy touch divine.
Okay. I don't even know what to think about that. Like, she has an altar to, is it just cure Egan? Or is it all the, I don't even know. I used to think that she cared about Mark, but now I have no idea what's going on. Did they say Ragabi is the one that's responsible for the reintegration? That she cracked it? Answer the phone. Answer the phone. It's probably dead by now. Oh, okay. Like, no neighbors. There's 0 neighbors. Well, what are you doing? Shit. If Cobalt doesn't end up getting that, I'd be shocked. I love this room! Oh my god, I'd have so much fun in there! I got to rearrange my plants this weekend. I was very excited. Why would they have a room like this? How is it thriving under fluorescence?
Is this okay? It does discourage romantic fraternization. Oh, this can't be romantic, though.
Just sexual. That's fine.
Not romantic. No,
It is, though. It is. It's love.
I'm truly sorry. I'm just not ready.
That's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Just stay. Stay here with me.
It's so beautiful of a love story. She doesn't remember her.
Devin, from the retreat, I accosted you for your coffee. Oh, he's beautiful.
She doesn't remember.
He looks like a William.
His name's Bradley, actually.
Not William?
Odd, 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 odd.
Bye, Bradley.
So Bradley instead of William. And she didn't really remember Devin.
What in the fuckity fuck?
What in the fuckity fuck indeed. Don't apologize. Your kid's probably gonna grow up swearing.
The work is mysterious and important.
Gotta get those 5s.
That's good. That sounds just like me.
I know.
Back to work, slackers.
Okay, a little bit of a bonding there. Stop smiling.
Praise here.
Look at you, all dewy-mouthed. You never smile at me.
He's right, Mark. You are sparing with the facial encouragements.
That's ridiculous. I smile all the time.
Hey there. What are you all talking about?
Smiling. Speaking of the smiler himself.
Part-time innies may not be as socialized and sophisticated as yourself. Miss Casey was told to supervise Helly, and she failed at that task.
Because I snuck Helly out. I mean, if anyone should be in the break room, it's me.
She sent Miss Casey to the break room?
She's just a wellness counselor, Mark. It's not your job to play nursemaid to every new refiner.
Okay, so what is my job?
Are you really asking me that?
Yeah. What is it we actually do here?
Thank you, Mark.
We serve here, you child! And until you get that through your mildewed little brain, MDR's hallway privileges are hereby revoked. So get your little ass back to your desk and stay there until you're told to move.
Oh, hell no. Any Angela would have gone apeshit.
And I think I wore this nice-ass shirt for her today.
When you picked that show this morning, you didn't know she existed.
True.
Well, maybe love transcends severance.
You think so?
No. You two enjoy sneaking off the other day? Baby goats?
Are you implying that baby goats is code for sex with Mark S?
I guess it is
baby
Marcus.
goats code for sex with Marcus?
No.
No, they were actual goats. Why would we call it that?
Okay. Yeah, I believe you.
Shut up, Dylan.
She's in the break room.
Shit.
And we're not allowed in the outer hallways anymore till we hit quota. So, no more interdepartmental visits!
How's that facial expression?
Which way'd you say it was to O&D?
Immediately breaking the rules. Okay. Coup. This is their coup walk up the hallway. Gonna go get some more people from O&D. Bust these walls down in Lumen. I don't know. Talking a big game. It's like a Reservoir Dogs walk. I love it.
This is more people than I've ever seen.
Same.
Change can be disorienting, but MDR is here now.
What are they making?
Go on. Surely you must have some questions for them.
I love this. Yes, everyone asks questions. Before Milchek gets here.
So, it's called macro data refinement? What do you refine?
Data. Macro data. To be exact.
Last week's output had more of an aggressive feel.
The hatchets weren't aggressive.
Hatchets?
Hatchets.
For the coup.
We found a department that's, well, raising baby goats.
Oh God, hatchets and baby goats. Dear God.
We keep plugging along. It's important work, obviously.
Everything we do here is important.
I don't think so.
It's important because it actually is, or because you're saying it is?
Exactly, Helly.
Why won't they tell us what we're doing here? What are they so afraid of? If the Egan philosophy is illumination above all...
Illumination beyond all, but yes.
Why are we down here still working in the dark?
Rickon's book, man. Inspiration.
That was poetic as shit, man.
It certainly was, Dylan.
And we could each bring one aide de camp.
Oh boy. God, Milchick is scary. Love it. Love it. Good job, Dylan. They can't all go to the break room at once, right? Do they have more than one? See, just when you know somebody's in the break room, that's when you go and fuck shit up, because they can't take you to the break room immediately.
Key, chosen one, key. Key, brilliant one, key. Key, chosen one, key.
Sack of crazy. Sack of crazy.
Escort him to the break room.
That facial expression. I'm loving this side of Mark down here. Oh, it's funny because I was like, Mark's boring. Not so much anymore. Look at him charging towards the break room like, yeah, let's do this, bitch. Adam Scott. Maybe she got out early because of him. Give her a hug. She needs a hug. It's a really tight hallway.
I'm sorry.
What happened to your hand?
Yeah, what happened?
Hello?
I'm surprised she went out on another date with him.
Good with water, thank you.
Good job, Mark.
Well, she just wanted the names of some lactation consultants.
Well, still, it's probably good to get an expert opinion. I mean, from someone other than
Rickon.
Just put some kelp on it, it'll help.
You know, one time we were supposed to go on this camping trip. And is it weird that I'm talking about her right now? I feel like...
It's a big part of your life, Mark.
Yeah, but we're on a date.
I haven't walked out on you yet.
Where she very well could have the first time.
And sometimes I think she's not worried about me at all. She's just pissed that she's dead.
You know, you can't just separate yourself.
Oh, no, but you can.
Oh,
Alexa.
yeah.
Shit.
With this exciting new procedure.
Look right into that.
Yes, you did.
See, he's so much better without the alcohol. Good job, Mark. A lot of character building for Mark in this episode. I love it. Lumen connection. Re-election. Legalized severance. A traumatic event. Renovating their kitchen. Has she had the procedure?
Love?
Is she severed in real life?
She's here.
Who?
Girl. Good girl.
Okay.
Okay, the captions ruin that for me.
Oh, you must be Devin.
Get away from that baby!
The kelp worked, huh?
Mm-hmm. And this must be little Eleanor. Hello, little Eleanor.
It's a great name. Get away from that baby, you crazy person. I don't trust her now. Is that the Cure song? Is she humming the Cure song? That was a crazy transition. Dylan!
I've awoken you at home. I need to know where you put it.
Put what?
Where I put what?
The ideographic card you took from O&D.
Holy shit, is this my house?
Dylan, listen. You have no idea how sensitive this information is.
No, I put it in the bathroom. Second stall behind the toilet.
Thank you.
Daddy! Daddy!
What the fuck?
Oh my god, he's gonna remember that he has a
Count to
kid!
1,000 and wait outside.
Is that my kid?
End it.
Dylan!
We good here?
We're good.
They can do that outside of the floor? Sweating. Okay.
I am feeling
not where I pictured Mark hanging out.
old right now.
No, you
Same.
totally fit in. Don't worry about it.
It's me wandering around Las Vegas. Nothing makes you feel more old than 21-year-olds and their new clothes and their new hair and their new makeup. No, don't drink, Mark.
Hello?
I hate you, Lumen. You took my first love. Fuck you, Lumen. That's never enough. Fuck you, Lumen!
Oh, I agree. Uh-huh. Whoa. Mark's just smiling.
Fuck you, Lumen!
I hate you, Lumen! I hate you, Lumen!
You guys are really good.
No.
Are we? I'm pretty sure we suck.
Yeah, it was
Well,
really
that last
bad.
song was great. Your dad would have really liked it, I bet.
How the fuck would you even know that?
Hey, fuck you, man!
Good timing. Run, Mark. Is he gonna tell Alexa about Petey?
So, she's the daughter of someone I worked with. He died. It's been difficult to piece together.
Kids and romance. They're killing the storyline. What progress? But I'm happy Mark finally kissed somebody. Like, maybe he's finally rounding the corner from Gemma.
I got a tip from a campus cop against college. What the fuck are you wearing?
I was doing some private research.
What's that a euphemism for? So, you're like a nurse or something?
Is there something there? I have no idea. Mark, did you get some? He did. On the second date, Alexa. He was much better this date. We'll just throw it out there. Is it gone? Nope. Okay, good. What happened in the break room to leave those marks on his knuckles? I swear. It immediately starts ringing.
Who is this?
Is this Rakabi?
Is this Mark Scout?
Same.
Can you meet me now?
You got Alexa in your house, dude. He's gonna go to the college, and that's where Grainer's gonna be. What are they doing? What are they doing to the doorway? Are they installing doors so they can't leave? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That is fucked up.
Are you alone?
I used to teach at this school.
I know.
Who are you?
Come with me.
Especially before Grander gets here. Is he lurking around a corner? I ending when it gets super good. Oh my God. So these episodes are getting just loaded. Absolutely loaded. Wow, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the most shocking thing, which was Dylan has a kid, and it's interesting that he hears babies crying when he is in the break room. I don't know if that's part of his subconscious that's coming through and he's hearing his children, but the fact that Milchek could like over the phone just be like, do it, and like bring him into the I guess the any world outside of Lumen, and then Dylan like being like, I have a kid? Like, poor Dylan. I love that side of him, though. I loved seeing that. I loved seeing a little bit of the Audi form. Milchek was not nice to that kid, though. Wow, I need to go back and watch and just see how much Dylan saw of the kid, and like he's like looking at the closet, and I'm so fucking curious, because I mean, just because you have a kid doesn't mean you have a wife, but like I would think that he does. Or, you know, maybe his wife died and that's why he wanted to be severed, you know, so he wouldn't have to think about it. Or like maybe he's overwhelmed with kids. I don't know. I don't know how Dylan chooses to have this procedure done and why. I loved that we got that, though. I've been dying for like something about the Audis of the other people that we're with all the time, because like I know that like who they are on the severed floor is probably not a reflection of who they are in real life. Oh my God. Okay, so we got that part of Dylan. Dylan taking the card, which it looked like a kung fu move that was on the card. I don't know. It was something. I don't know really what it meant. Like it's a this is how you kill somebody on the severed floor. In certain stages of a coup. I'm hell bent on having a coup. There needs to be a coup. All the departments need to come together, and there needs to be a coup. Now that there's a fucking door that you have to have your goddamn badge for. And here's the thing, is that I kind of liked Coble, because I thought like maybe she was somebody that was being kind of held in her position under duress, or I don't know, but it's starting with her being all Hail Kier and having her altar of worship to him, and then singing the song and then screaming at Mark, and like then like going over and just holding Eleanor. I know. And like even how she's like weird with Grainer. Like there's so much, like she's definitely, oh my God, Patricia Arquette. Like I get why she was nominated for this role. I think she was nominated for this role. I think that for some reason I thought that this show came out like a couple months ago, but it's like a year later. I totally get it. Totally understand it. Just she does such a great job playing just people with multiple different personalities, or are behavior-wise different with other people. It's so wild. She's so good. She's so good. And like me, I'm just like sacca fucking crazy. But she's very calculated. She's not stupid. So, but she also has this like big belief in Kier and his vision, which means if she had the vision of Kier and all that like at heart, that like she would want what they're trying to do with MDR and O&D, which I thought was great when they're like, yeah, we need to get together and we need to bring the departments together and we need to find the goats and kind of explain what they're making down there, because like one was a watering can and then you have hatchets. What? For what? What are they? I hope they're not using the hatchets on the goats. And maybe the watering cans are just for the plant room, which was fantastic. If you want to take me out on a date, take me somewhere where there's lots of plants. Home Depot, Lowe's, local nursery. I will lose my mind. I'll walk out with a lot of plants, but I'll lose my mind. I've never actually gone to Home Depot and not bought a plant. True story. But I love that they had that room specifically for Bert and Irv. And that I love that, like, they're like, no, it's not romantic. It's not romantic at all. Kind of like feeling each other out. Like, is this romantic? Is this something? You know, like they don't bar us from lip to lip contact, but like we can't have a romantic relationship. And I really do like that Irv voiced that he's not ready. It's too much, too soon, too quick for him. And I love how Bert responds with, that's okay. Like that's so healthy. In a place that is incredibly unhealthy. This environment is horrible. The people running it are horrible. Whatever they're doing with the numbers and the goats and the machines and the hatchets and the watering cans, it's all horrible. But then you have this beautiful love story of these two people that are coming together, and it's so wonderful. And now they can't see each other because there's a fucking door. I'm angry. Irrationally angry. I don't know if it actually is irrational. I think that it's very rational. You're keeping two people who are meant to be from being together. But like maybe they hate each other's guts on the outside. Who knows? Like, or maybe like their love transcends and they're in love on the outie world and they're in love in the innie world. Or, you know, like maybe I don't know. I really was like Devin's story with Gabby. I was just kind of like, that was weird that was introduced that way. And I even said, I was like, it felt like Gabby had the severed procedure, the severance, she's been severed, that she had that procedure because she seemed very like Miss Casey, like where like there's like not a lot of emotions and she doesn't always seem there, like something's off. And the fact that her husband is like spearheading this whole thing about like, yes, the severance procedure is safe. I am 100% behind it. And then there was a accident in the kitchen. Sure there was. She was a test subject. I'm 100% sure that like she's been severed and her outie is different than her innie. I don't know how they click that on and off for her. But the fact that I don't know if she was out or in when she was in the cabin because her saying like, oh, I want to name him William. And then his name ends up being Bradley. I would love more information on that because like, I was just like, no, because she's in the real world. Like they wouldn't do that vice versa. But then you see Dylan have it happen in the closet and Milchick's just like gotta throw up a phone call real quick. So many questions. I love this show so much. I love this show so much. Everything like the things that like stood out, I think I've mentioned, but then there's like so many other things like the badass walk up the hallway. I was like the whole time like thinking like Reservoir Dogs, like there just needed to be like a wind machine kicking their hair up, you know, like they were on a mission. They were determined and they went into O&D and like everyone was just like, yeah. The hatchets for the coup. I don't like that unless they're all cooing together and escaping together. Like maybe the hatchets will break down the door. That would be wild. That would be fucking wild. Imagine if O&D is just like, they're keeping them from us for a reason. And like stages a fucking coup. What if history just repeats itself on this floor? Like this is like, they're like, okay, this is the coup stage. This is when everybody gets together. And then every time it happens, they wipe everyone's memory and then they try again. And they're like, how do we stop the coup? I don't know. That would suck. That would suck. But I do like that Mark, like, you know, goes out on another date with Alexa, chooses not to drink, which I think is very smart. He's very open about his wife and the conversations they were having. And like, he's actually very like charismatic and he has it in him to be that way. I love that for him. And I like Alexa for him too. The fact that they go and they see Petey's daughter, June, in her band, and granted, that was not good music. But the message, I think, was wonderful. And I think Mark getting into that and agreeing with it, because the last time it was almost like he took it personal. Like they're saying, like, you made a bad decision about the thing you did. And now he's just like, yeah, I probably did. So fuck Lumen. I love that. I love that. Now I'm sure that like, again, he's kind of like mentioned something about Petey to June, and June's like, how the hell would you know that? Like, it's like the second time where she's just like, there's no way that you should know my dad from work. And I don't want her to be in any danger whatsoever. But if she were to go on a mission and figure it out. I don't know. Maybe that would be helpful, especially because if they're all like, fuck Lumen, and then you have this other, I don't know if it's a doctor or somebody that deals with technology, that Ragabi. Oh, I'm probably already saying that wrong. But like if you, all this is coming together where it seems like Mark is going to like choose to be reintegrated. And one, it's scary because of what happened to Petey. Two, if he's able to be reintegrated and it's healthy, imagine what he could do on the severed floor and kind of just play along. I don't think that's a thing. I mean, Mark doesn't strike me as a very good spy, but that'd be interesting nonetheless. I'm just throwing shit out there and seeing if it sticks. That's me. What I do. And it's really interesting that it seems like all of a sudden there's like love triangles. Like I already felt like Milchek and Helly had like, I don't know if it was something, but like he's definitely like has a, I don't know. He seemed a little bit more tender with her when she was going through the procedure, and really excited to be working with her. And he's not that way with anybody else. Obviously Grenner and Coble have this weird interaction that's going. I don't know if it used to be a thing and now it's not a thing, or he wants it to be a thing, but she's like fighting it. Like, I don't know. That's a weird one for me. Definitely, you know, you have Bert and Irving and then Dylan with any other female on the floor. I don't blame him. He's probably lonely. He probably wants a connection. But then you have Mark and Helly, which I don't know if that would be a love connection, but I would hate for him to have spent the night with Alexa and feel that love connection with maybe Alexa, and then feel that again with Helly on the severed floor. And it's kind of like, I don't know, not really having a definitive break or a separation. Oh God. Love triangles. Not even love triangles. Love, it's not a triangle. Like they don't exist in the same planes of any Audiism. I don't know. It's brilliant though, because to see how things translate subconsciously from one reality to the other is interesting to me. I wonder if Dylan's going to come back scarred and traumatized, and he's going to want to talk to them, be like, they unsevered me at my home. I have a kid. That would probably fuck with Dylan. You know, because like, I think if you have a child, that like you have like this other sense of self, of like higher calling, like it's going to be way more important for him to do his job than like finger traps and erasers. Like he has like this other thing that like now he knows his Audi has a kid. I don't know how that's going to affect him emotionally on the floor. Irving being separated from Bert, how is that going to affect him? How's it going to affect Bert? You know, it seems like Bert was like the one that was like really like, let's do this. And Irv is just like, I want to, but I'm afraid. And I think that that's fine. If Irving doesn't get the stimulation of walking around and going to O&D and seeing Bert, is he going to fall asleep at his computer again? And what happens there? Miss Casey, like, how is she after the break room? Because she didn't seem nearly as broken as the other people did, and maybe Mark getting into trouble helped her get out quicker. But like, I don't even know, like, did they really put her through the break room? Like the whole shenanigans, because Milchek wasn't in there with her. So who else was? I really want to see one of Mark's break room like moments, and I'm sure we'll get that. And the reason why they're not showing it to us is because it's probably pretty extreme. I wonder what he hears. Oh my God, he probably hears Gemma's voice. That poor guy. This is like the first episode where I've really like connected to Mark, and I feel like his character, although it's been the main focus, there wasn't a lot of like building in the sense of change. It just felt like the same person. And him reading Rickon's book and him having that motivational speech in O&D, and, you know, like him like dancing along and singing to like fuck Lumen and going on a date and not drinking. And like all of this like shows growth for his character in and out. And that's wonderful. And that's why I want to see his break room. I wonder what his break room was before and now. That would be really interesting to see. God. Yeah, we need to figure out goats. We need to figure out hatchets. We need to figure out the damn door and how do we bypass that. We need a map. We need to like figure out how to get Kobold to stop worshiping at the altar of Kier. I don't think that's going to happen. She needs to stay away from Eleanor. Not happy about that. Devin, I know now, is like trying to figure out Gabby and Gabby being severed, possibly, and her husband spearheading the Severance program. And then, of course, her brother also being severed. What was the damn card? What was the card that Dylan took? And really, like, what is Mark going to do now? Like, is Grainer going to see him at the college? Or is he going to, like, escape in enough time? Or, like, is he even going to recognize him? He's not even going to recognize him. He's just going to be some guy. Like, if he runs into him. Oh, my God. I'm nervous. And then Alexa's still at his house. Marcus! That's not even his name. It's probably just Mark. But it is Mark S. and Helly R. So, not Helly Egan. Unless she's married and uses her maiden name at work. So no one knows she's an Egan. I'm really trying to make her like this, like big person, like I'm trying to link her somehow to Lumen. And now in my head, like to the politician guy. Gabby's husband is, I can't think of what his name is. I'm trying to link everybody to everything now. It's all a conspiracy. It is, actually. So, guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as the full-length reactions for all the other episodes, as well as full-length reactions for current shows that I'm watching. I have not yet started a new show to replace The Expanse because my heart just can't right now. And I needed a break. I took 4 naps this weekend. That hasn't happened in forever. So I'm going to continue taking a break probably for another week. And then Firefly, I think, is the one that me and Xander have landed on to start with. And then after that, we're probably going to be taking suggestions. I am going to put a poll up. I'm kind of just trying to feel what everybody wants to see. I think it'd be really, really interesting to see how that goes. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I don't even know what to ask you about. Like, what would you do if you woke up in your freaking closet and was just like, is this where my Audi lives? Is this my child? Like, I would be throwing bows. I would just be like, I don't know who you are, mister. That's my child. Whoop your ass. Or like, Milchek, you know that this is my life. Screw you. Like, I think I would just lose my mind. If Kobold talked to me the way that she talked to Mark, I'd pull her right over top of that desk. I know I seem nice and sweet, but you don't want to piss me off, and you do not want to speak to me disrespectfully. That is not something I tolerate whatsoever. Oh my God, this show is so good. It just ignites so much in me, like a curiosity and the mystery and the I want to say the science behind it, but there isn't like a science, but there is, because like the severance procedure is like so wild, and the fact that Milchek could do that over the phone. You know, and I want to know about the reintegration process, and hopefully we get some of that with Mark being with Ragabi, and I think that's her name, I'm not sure. But just everything. And like now we have Devin, who is a smart freaking cookie, and she's going to be figuring out some shit for Mark. And the fact that he kind of just said, I think Lumen's up to something, I think that's going to stick in her brain, because she, like I said, she's a smart one. She chose a nice guy, just a weird one. Good for her. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh. I can't wait for the next episode. I don't want to speed ahead because I don't want the show to end, because I know there's only so many more left. But I am absolutely loving it. I am so happy that this was suggested for me. Let's give Xander a round of applause for suggesting it, and me just going like, sure, if you think it's great, I'm going to watch it. Great pick. Good job, buddy. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.